Welcome back to the channel. This is the Black Man's Therapist, and this video we will be going over the importance of having a father in the household. Now, it is important to have a father in the household because that is the leader of the household. That is the support system of the household. You are literally the rock. You hold that responsibility. Now, in today's day and age, we see that men, specifically our men, are running away from that natural role. They aren't taking responsibility for their actions. They aren't taking responsibility for the children that they bring into this world with another woman. So we have to be cautious. We have to be accountable. And you'll hear me say this a lot. Accountability is almost obsolete in our community. We have to be held accountable. And I'm speaking to the young crowd. I'm speaking to those that are into the internet, into the rap scene, and into the things where, you know, it's cool to be a thug. It's cool to be selling drugs. It's cool to be, you know, that rapper lifestyle image. We have to remove ourselves from that image because that image itself is inappropriate for the family dynamic that we need. We need structure. That lifestyle is not structure. The way that those brothers treat women is not organized. It is not in a structural manner. It is in fact detrimental to our community. See, when you are a man of morals and organization and structure, righteous structure, you move according to the will of God. You don't move to the will of man or the will of the media. And you certainly don't follow what another man is doing because it looks fun. See, accountability is the first step to our community change. Understanding that we made a mistake and we've chosen the wrong role models. So I'll use myself as an example. Growing up in a single parent home, I was born in Detroit. I was raised by my father. And I have friends that mostly have fathers. Some that don't, but most of us had a father or both parents. And what I noticed from when I was a child to now is the responsibility, the confidence, the structure amongst all of us is higher with those that have a father in the house. A father that may not have had all the answers or that moved completely righteously or completely right, because we aren't perfect. But the commonality between those fathers was they wanted their sons to be better than who they were. See, my father was a man of, is a man of much wisdom, a lot of street knowledge, a lot of understanding of people and circumstances. So he taught me to always stay in school, focus on my schooling. I played sports, always to keep me off the streets. And living in Detroit, you know, you could have a lot of time on your hands and you can easily get into trouble. And with the little time that I had, I still would find myself leaning towards the negative side of things. And although I was in school and I was playing sports, I always tried to fit in. I felt like I had to be something that I wasn't. And my dad always told me, he kept telling me over and over, you aren't like that. You don't live like that. I don't want you to live like that. I didn't raise you to live like that. You know, I went to private school. He made sure he paid for my schooling. He made sure that I had the necessary resources to be successful, and also being around successful people, you know, build those relationships and give myself more opportunity growing, you know, when I get older. And I know everybody's situation isn't like this. So I feel for you, black man, when you have to be raised by your mother alone, and, you know, she can't raise a man, but life is raising you, and times get tough and you got to do what you got to do. I understand being a man, you got to sometimes just deal with the, you know, the situation that's dealt to you, and you got to just roll with the punches. It's like that for everybody, but I know how it is. You know, I have siblings that fathers are alive but aren't in their life. You know, I know, you know, I have siblings that father was in jail for 17 years of his life, and, you know, he just went down the wrong path. And you know, we can't blame anyone, but just because you were dealt those cards don't mean you have to live with those cards. Get you a new deck, change it up, create structure in your life, and you can become what your father wasn't. Again, I'm not putting the blame on anyone, but we still have to understand that we have to make progress, and we have to be the change that happens to our community. The father is so important in the household because you are a leader, but you can't be a leader of foolishness. You have to be a leader in righteous things and righteous acts. You have to move accordingly to those things that you believe are right. You have to stand on what it is that you believe in, and you cannot waver. You cannot sway. You cannot let the wind blow you in any direction. Because for a woman to follow you, what you say has to match how you walk. Because as soon as they see that you aren't who you say you are in action, they'll lose respect and they'll try to get away with things. So, being a man, you have to be militant. You have to be on point. But do it because it's the right thing to do. Don't do it just because someone is telling you to do it. You have to want this. You have to want to be better. You have to want to break that generational curse that's on our people. We have to be the ones to start the revolution. We have to be the ones that start the change in our communities. Having fathers in the household is so important to the children, because they will be the ones that look up at you as their leader, as their role model. And what they see you do day to day is what they'll become. What you teach them day to day is who they'll become. How you treat their mother is who they'll become. See, we lose sight in how much influence that we have. And I always say this, we are the most influential man on the earth. Everyone wants to be us. They want the way we talk. They want to dress like us. They want to be us. And we have to understand that in order to be a positive light on our community, we have to move the way that God and the way he created us to be. We have to honor our parents. We have to love our wives. We have to, we have to honor them. But we get caught up in what we want and what makes us feel good, or what we see in the media. We want to have 1,000 girls at once. We want to do wicked things to our brothers. Like, we don't love one another. And it's hard to love someone when that figure that is supposed to be in your life wasn't there. How can you love another man as a friend or a brother when your own father wasn't there for you? And I understand, black man, but just know that you can be the change. You can put yourself in the position to change that situation. So keep pushing on. It's important for us to be in our families' lives and to stay when we have children. It's important to love our wife as we love ourselves. Well, that's all for this video. Please subscribe. If you're new, like the video. If you have any comments, concerns, anything you want to get off your chest, leave them in the comments below.